If you want to see a town's obituary, don't bother with the newspaper. Just find the last independent store still standing on Main Street and watch how long the lights stay on. Once, this road was the town's bloodstream. Now it's a row of dark windows, for lease signs, and one stubborn shop refusing to die on schedule. This is Shadow States. Tonight, we're not chasing a serial killer. We're watching something slower, the quiet murder of Main Street. Welcome to Concrete Nightmares, Urban Decay documentary series. Today's episode: the last independent store Main Street death documentary. Picture a small American town. You've driven through it 100 times. There's a faded Main Street, a brick row of storefronts, and in the middle, still open, a hardware store, a corner grocer, maybe a family-run pharmacy. The sign over the door is old. The owner is older. Inside, the shelves are packed with everything from nails to phone chargers to dusty toys from 1998. Outside, half the block is empty, the diner is gone, the shoe store is gone. The bookstore is a memory. This last shop isn't just a business. It's a museum exhibit still pretending to be alive. But this isn't just one town. It's thousands. To understand how we got here, we have to rewind to when Main Street was the center of life, and trace how it got hollowed out by malls, big box stores, online empires, and the landlords who learned you can make money even when nothing is open. Before two-day shipping and glowing screens, Main Street was the search engine. You needed something, you walked. The butcher knew your name. The pharmacist knew your kids. The hardware guy could listen to your problem and walk straight to the right bolt without checking a database. Money went in a circle. You paid the local store. The store owner paid local workers, who paid local taxes that kept local roads and schools alive. It wasn't perfect and it wasn't cheap, but there was a sense that the town owned its own fate. Then somewhere between the post-war boom and the Reagan years, someone had a better idea. What if instead of 10 small stores spread across town, you built one giant box at the edge of it and sucked all the business under one fluorescent roof? The mall came first. Air-conditioned, clean, with a food court and a parking lot big enough to land a plane. Then came the big boxes. You know the names. One-stop everything shops that promised always low prices and delivered. Something else. When a superstore opens on the bypass, Main Street bleeds. Why go to 3 separate shops for groceries, clothes, and a hammer, when you can do it in one trip with background pop music and a smiley face sticker at the door? But those savings were built on closing something. The local hardware store can't match bulk pricing and corporate subsidies. The corner shop can't compete with lost leader milk sold cheaper than they can buy it. One by one, the independents fold. If you've seen our episode, How America Lost Its Richest City, The Rise and Fall of Detroit, you already know this pattern. Central hubs drained of life, jobs shipped out, and what's left behind is a shell with good memories and bad prospects. Main Street was never just out-competed. It was out-subsidized, out-lobbied, and left to die while the traffic moved to the edge of town. But the story doesn't stop with big box victory. Because then another predator arrived: online shopping. Why drive to the mothership store when you can tap your phone and have the same product at your door in 24 hours or less? Packed by someone halfway across the country you, never meet? The mall that killed Main Street starts losing blood too. Anchor stores close. Vacant wings appear. Dead mall tours become a YouTube genre. Meanwhile, our last independent store is still downtown, holding on with aging regulars and shrinking margins. They try everything: lottery tickets, copy services, ice cream freezers, a tiny coffee corner out of pure desperation. They're not just fighting Amazon. They're refighting 30 years of their customer base being trained to believe that convenience and cheapest possible price are more important than a living town. You'd think a half-empty Main Street would at least be cheap. Not always. In many towns, the building your store sits in isn't owned by the person keeping the lights on. It's owned by an investor who doesn't live there, who treats your town like a spreadsheet. Property values go up even as commerce goes down. Taxes and insurance rise. The rent does too. Your sales are flat. Your landlord's expectations are not. Eventually, the numbers stop working. The owner looks at the books and realizes they're repaying to provide atmosphere for a street no one uses. When they close, the landlord might sit on an empty storefront for years, waiting for a chain, a bank, a boutique developer, anyone who can pay more than a human with a dream. If you watched Abandoned American Cities That Time Forgot, you've already seen whole districts where this logic won. Rows of hollow buildings, no jobs, no stores, just weather and graffiti as the last tenants. Behind every closed sign is a story that never makes the news. The owner who put their savings and marriage into keeping the place alive. The teenager whose first job was sweeping that floor. The old man who came in every morning just to talk for 10 minutes so he didn't go the whole day in silence. When the last independent store dies, you lose more than a place to buy batteries. You lose a place where people are forced to be neighbors to share space without an algorithm sorting them into tribes. Main Street was messy. It forced you to see the town's winners and losers on the same sidewalk. Now, the winners order online. The losers can't afford to live near a cute downtown even if it does get revived. The town becomes a backdrop, not a community. A place you drive through on your way to somewhere that still has jobs. So what happens when the last independent store closes? Maybe nothing. No sirens, no headline. Just one more dark window on a street that used to matter. But look closer, and it's a warning label for the whole country. A nation that gives up on its small stores, its walkable streets, its local owners, starts giving up on the idea that places are for people, not just for profit. The same forces that killed this shop are at work in bigger cities too. Deindustrialization and abandonment, like we show in How America Lost Its Richest City, The Rise and Fall of Detroit. Whole neighborhoods left to rot, like in abandoned American cities that time forgot. Each empty storefront, each for lease sign, isn't just a business failing. It's another thread pulled out of the social fabric. You can scroll past it or walk past it, or you can start asking why so many American dreams now end with the lights going out on Main Street. This is Shadow States. Subscribe. Dig into Concrete Nightmares, Urban Decay documentary series, and let us keep following these cracked sidewalks all the way to the truth about what is really killing America's towns.